Have you ever let fear, shame, humiliation, and out belligerence that you know how to fix things stop you from asking for help? Yep, me too. Welcome to The Human Impact. My name's Jason, and I started up the Human Impact channel to share my insights and my experiences, and from what I see in the world around and others, to help highlight areas where we create impact and consequence on ourselves and on others. And in this video, I want to talk about the idea of asking for help. Emotional suppression is dangerous. It's not strong. Us guys, we're told we have to be protectors, but we're ridiculed when we show vulnerability. We see people crying on TV and that is ridiculed. And we just don't know fundamentally at what point it's okay and is not okay. And what that actually leads us to is fundamentally just not ask for help. This is ultimately what led to the significant breakdown that I suffered in January 2024. And it's built on, there's quite a few other, a few foundations to this, but ultimately it was too late when I asked for help. It was too late. It led to the business collapse. It led to people being let down. It led to people not being able to go on trips of their dreams. And this was fundamentally, when push comes to shove, it is all down to me, not managing my well-being, not managing my red flags, not managing to be able to understand when to ask for help or how to ask for help. And that is, if anything, the biggest thing that I would have learned from this is the ability to, is ability the right word? The willingness to be able to ask for help, or knowing that it's not shameful to ask for help. What is shameful is looking back and thinking you could have done things differently. Hence, I'm sharing this to be able to help you understand that the ripple effect is significant. If I think about myself, so there's the people who love me. I nearly did something very stupid on multiple occasions. There's the people who have been impacted and their well-being. There's people who are friends and family. There's people I've lost touch with. There's people I have to see in the street who judge. There's online ridicule. There's other actions that are going on. And it is just significant. And when it comes down to it, if I would have asked for help sooner, if I would have got past the ridicule and shame, past the embarrassment and humiliation, it would have changed the course of what was going on. And that is without a shadow of a doubt. Now listen up, chaps. I know this is hard. I get it. I absolutely get it. I promise. But I promise you this, it is going to be easier for you to ask for the help now than what it is to have help because of a crisis situation. And from an early age, we're taught, we're shown, we're encouraged to be strong, to be the stronger people, to be the stronger part of society. And that is fundamentally what leads us down this path. And that is why I want to share this with you today in this video. Because I tell you what, let's have a look at some of the statistics for this. Suicide, the biggest killer of men under 50. And I can absolutely attest for almost being in that bracket at 46, 47 and 49. 76% of all suicides in the UK are men. This is just crazy stats. And what I will say with statistics is that these are statistics that I've got from places on the internet. If you've got a beef with them, leave a constructive comment for them. Let me know, tell me, or go and do some research. So let's look at homelessness. In the UK, roughly 85% of rough sleepers homeless are men. So that's men are 7 times more likely to end up sleeping on the streets. In the prison and criminal justice system, 95% of UK prison population are men. Men are more likely to receive longer prison sentences than women for the same crime and be arrested, prosecuted and incarcerated at much higher rates. Take that stat as you will. Men make up 72% of homicide, very American, murder victims globally. In the UK, men account for 3 in 4 murder victims, so it says homicide here. 40% of domestic abuse victims are male, yet male victims are less likely to report this, and that's from the Mankind Initiative. And 70% of serious assault victims are male. Addiction, men are more than twice as likely to die from drug misuse, 3 times more likely to become alcohol dependent. In the UK, 66% of alcohol-related deaths are male and 80% of problem gamblers are men. Interesting, and I've not finished. Men are less likely to be diagnosed with depression, but more likely to die from it. Men are far less likely to seek help for mental health issues. Only 36% of NHS referrals for mental health are male. Young men have the highest rates of untreated anxiety and depression. That's page 1. Education and employment. Boys are far more likely to be excluded from school and underperforming girls at every educational stage. Only 42% of university students in the UK are male. Men make up the majority of high-risk, low-paid manual labour jobs, including 97% of deaths in the workplace. 1 in 3 children in the UK live without their biological father. Men are less likely to win custody in family courts. Fathers are 8 times more likely to be removed from a child's life after breakup. I'm sure that'll be a contentious one. Loneliness and disconnection. Men over 40 are the loneliest demographic in the UK. Yeah, I get that. But that's also linked to isolation, which then comes to how people respond to stress. 1 in 5 men are, let's say, they have no close friends, and men are less likely to confide in others, even when in emotional distress. That fundamentally is the essence of this video, right? Social perception. Men are often portrayed as perpetrators, not victims. Strong, silent and disposable. Well, yep. And unworthy of empathy unless they man up. Male suffering is often ridiculed or ignored, especially online. Yes, and I have been part of that. Society telling us you're privileged, so why are you suffering? When a man speaks up, he's got to be strong. When he's silent, he's told, why didn't you get help? And that, again, there's a comment on there which is justified. You know, you should have asked for help. Yes, I know, I should have asked for help. You're absolutely damn right, I should have done. And that is the point of this video. The point of this video is I didn't ask for help and I wish I would have done. Hence sharing this, because lads, it is going to be much easier for you to ask for help and push through that barrier of what would be fear or shame, because it is a lot better for you than having to deal with what I've had to deal with and cause issues for others with the actions that I took. And let's be honest, right, I'm owning that. But the point of this channel is to make sure that I share that so that others don't get into the same. As I've alluded to, the turning point for this was the significant breakdown in January, or an awakening. And people have asked me a few times, what is the rock bottom moment? And hearing my mum crying at the state of the nation, the state of what had become, that's going to be it. I never want to hear that again. It was something I heard when my stepdad died, sadly, on Christmas Day, a good few years ago now. When it's related to you, it hits harder. And that for me was a real hard moment, because you understand the impact. As you go through a level of self-reflection, or you go through counseling and therapy and get in touch with meds, you start to have a better understanding once you get some clarity in the headspace. And for me, it was significant reduction, well, total alcohol just gone completely. And stop getting into those kind of anger situations where you have a few drinks and then you're already in an angry state or you're already depressed. But that for me was a rock bottom moment, where to have to hear that and not be able to get that sound out of my brain. And that for me was one of those points where you think, I've got to start to really get to grips with this. Yes, I was humiliated and ashamed at the impact that it caused to others. That breakdown moment, certainly within the business, it broke myself, and that in turn broke the business. But once I started to, when I went to the GP and just floods of tears, and she said, right, let's talk to you about what's going on. There are 3 pillars. There's self-reflection, there's medication, and then there's talking therapies. And I got onto the medication, And then I went into some self-reflection through going for walks and doing a bit of research and helping understand how that brain works, like the human behavior aspects of it. And then I was very grateful to be given a few counseling sessions, which I've carried on and paying for. So getting on that journey of going to talk to someone, go and talk to your GP. It is very serious what is going on with your brain, what is going on with your body, what is going on with that ripple effect. And that was, for me, that really critical first step. And when I understood what was going on, coupled with a few of those adjustments, so it's an adjustment, right? Just stopping alcohol completely, so you can start to take more control of the things that are going on. And then once you've asked for that help and you see the benefit, then you're going to be less ashamed and you're going to be less fearful, because there are more people that are out there that want to help. And I've alluded to this multiple times. People would rather talk to you than talk about you at your funeral. Absolutely guarantee it. And there's more that you can control within that. There's cafes that you can go to. There's places that you can talk to. There's online support through things like Mind. There's a lot of stuff that's going on there. So you can go and talk, GP, make a plan, have a strategy. The other reality is that you're not going to fix everything. You won't fix everything right now, but that one small step is going to move you in that right direction. And when you start taking those tiny little steps, they start to become bigger. They start to become more impactful. And that's really where I wanted to share on this video today. So let me know, right? Who do you want to reach out to today? What would your life look like if you started asking for help? How would you feel every morning when you woke up and didn't have that consistent level of dread, that you knew that you were taking control of your life? What do you think? Feel free to let us know in the comments. Absolutely let us know in the comments. What is it that you are worried about? Again, if you want to share, let us know what you're struggling with. Let's start breaking this silence. Let's start creating a little bit of community around these things. I know there's lots of other places that are out there. You know, some great things. And there are some really exciting things that are going to be coming through the Human Impact as well. But drop some comments in. Let us know. How are you feeling today? What's one thing that's going to make things better for you? How are you struggling? Let us know. And you know what? Tag someone who you would pick up the phone for. Let someone know that you absolutely give a shit about them. Who would you pick up that phone for? Let us know. So I tell you what, I appreciate you for getting this far. I appreciate you more than you know for getting involved and getting stuck into the Human Impact channel. It does mean a lot to me. This is a cathartic process for me. This is finding meaning in the suffering to be able to share with you all. So please do like this video. Please do subscribe to this channel. I'm not begging you. If you want to, great. If you don't want to, great. It's all up to you. But I want to share those insights. I've got a lot to share with you. So let's not be silent. Let's not struggle in silence. Let's go out there and start to make some meaningful human impact with the things that we do. And it will start with asking for help. So I am going to video. I think I'll leave the video here about discussion I had with homeless Engelbert. Interesting, and certainly fits with some of the points that we were talking about in this video. So thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.